planet as a part of us because we have a symbiotic relationship with this planet chokes me up.
Why?
Because it's, you know, lots of conversations about, are we going to make it or are we not going to make it? What is the future of humanity? Where do we go? What happens? We live in a threat every day of our existence being completely blown apart. Okay.
What are these?
I would like for you to put those on.
Okay.
Now. Okay, and I just want you to sit in that for just 30 seconds, 20 seconds. Actually, it's a pretty good look on you there.
It's like Men in Black.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, now
The...
I would like for you to pull your right one, do you see how it's got a little edge? Yeah. You flip it up. It'll flip up. Yeah. And flip it all the way up. Now, what you're doing right now is you are bringing light in from the lateral portion of your visual field.
What does that mean?
Of that eye. So close one eye and leave one eye open. Okay. Yeah. That's a ball. Okay. Down the middle is an artificial line.
Yeah.
The outside portion, that is called lateral. And the inside side is called medial.
Okay.
And so the lateral light is now coming in, and that hits the medial side of your retina. Okay. And the retina is the back of the eyeball.
Okay, so the light's coming in from the outside of my eye, and it's hitting the inside of my eye.
It's hitting it's coming out from the outside of your visual field. It's hitting the medial internal side of your retina, and then those fibers are, boom, crossing over to the opposite hemisphere.
Okay, I'll put a diagram on the screen for anyone. Yeah.
So right now you are purposely stimulating your left hemisphere. So I just wanted to how do you feel inside of your body? Just describe a few things to me. How do you feel? Feeling analytical about anything? Thinking about anything?
My back has got a little bit of a pain in it. But otherwise just very focused on doing this job as the host of the Diary of a CEO.
Beautiful. Just focus, which is what that left hemisphere should do. So go ahead and flip that down.
Okay.
Yeah. And then just stay for 20 seconds and let everything kind of equilibrate to whatever the darkness is that's in there.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Go ahead then and pull up the other side. It's a good look. It's like a little flag right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. How do you feel?
Weirdly, I felt more relaxed.
Now? Or before?
No, now I feel more relaxed.
Your whole body just went calm.
Yeah.
What else? Tell me something more. Any aches or pains in your body?
I just feel way more relaxed. I feel like I'm laying on a sun lounger.
Yeah. That's what the right brain feels like. So you're bringing left information in from the light of the lateral side of your visual field. It's hitting the medial portion of your retina and crossing into your right hemisphere. So what you're doing right now is you're sending light energy, photons, into the right hemisphere, and it is pushing through. And now this is an easy way for people to control and choose how they want to be between their two hemispheres and really get to know, how
do I know this isn't just a placebo? Because I said I do feel way more relaxed. I can't be bothered to carry on this interview.
But if you look at the anatomy, this is where light is coming in on the, you can't really see it on here, but that's going to be information from your eyeballs, which would be sitting right here, right there. Mm-hmm. This is fibers. You're wired for this. This is how you are wired. That's why everything about you, this isn't about a placebo having a behavioral impact. This is about the anatomy of the brain.
Have they tested this in trials to see?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, they just did a brand new one at Harvard and showed it on fMRI. Yeah. And
have they done a double-blind control trial where they put these glasses on and then ask people how they feel?
Well, even more than that, they're manipulating the light source in different kinds of ways. I'm not involved with that work, but I know that Marty Teicher at Harvard, as well as Frederick Schiffer. Now, Frederick Schiffer is a psychiatrist who has been doing psychiatry at Harvard Medical School for his whole career. And he would use these types of glasses with his psychiatric patients and would show the patient that there is a part of them that is less well and one side that is more ill. And so he would use the relationship between these two different characters, these two different personalities, to find more peace and healing.
I feel it's weird. I just lifted up the right side again and put the left side down. And I immediately felt, well, not immediately, but it took a good little while. It took 20 seconds. I felt focused again. Is that just placebo? Am I making?
No, that's what you're wired. That's why you can feel focused, because of the cells that you are now stimulating. In the other hemisphere, it's not about focus. It doesn't care about focus. It cares about the big picture and your relationship to the big picture. So it's not like the brain is just this soup of cells. These cells are very specifically organized. Every ability you have is because you have brain cells that perform that function. And all you're doing right now is preferentially stimulating certain cells. It's kind of like, okay, I'm going to open my eyes and I'm going to experience vision. Well, that's not a placebo.
If I want to be able to actively switch between these different parts, these 4 personalities in my brain, so I can be most effective in a given situation. Is there a practice where I can control my brain in that way?
Absolutely. In your life, this is a practice. You don't just learn it and then go do it. This is a practice. You got to say to yourself, first step number 1, recognize in this moment, am I using my left thinking judgment, listening to this conversation, and what is my judgment? Is my judgment, yes, this makes sense, this is interesting, I want more? Or is this, oh, this is just crap, I just can't go there, I got to turn it off? Or, okay, I'll give you an example. Once you know who your 4 characters are, once you have really thought about them, studied about them, paid attention to when they come out in you, what they feel like inside of your body, I can jump between all 4 in an instant. How? Because I know them so well.
But is there a practice? You have to say,
so this is what I do. So this is what I do. Well, once you know the 4 of them, and the only way to know them is to practice with them, get to know them. When do you get really unhappy? Who unhappies you? When do you want to growl at people?
I won't name her name.
And don't name a name, but see, you went straight into that character 2 part of you. That's the only part of you that holds grudges. Your right thinking doesn't care about that. It doesn't even know about that because that's in the past. So here's the key. Step number 1. Observe yourself. When am I being a character 1? When am I at work? When am I speaking and organizing and making a to-do list? And when do I like to be the boss? And when do I like to control people, places, things, and time? And all of that. When am I doing that? Well, you know that part of yourself very well. He's probably called Stephen. The part of you that is not very happy, your parents probably know this part of you. Your girlfriend definitely knows this part of you. Right?
Yes.
Okay. When are you playful? What does it feel like? It feels completely different than when you're at work or when you're not happy. When are you at play? And if you're not at play much, then you might want to give yourself a little bit more play. So I was working with a group of physicians because physicians are very busy people. And right now, the physician is a very high level of suicide. So I care passionately about this population because they're not finding any peace. Because society expects them to be left thinking all the time. They're supposed to be the authority and they can't have any mental health issues because they're the ones we go to for mental health issues. So all they can do, they don't have time. They are busy, and they're not very happy about it. And our system is a mess. So they're having to deal with that. So I was working with a group and I said, okay, I want you to take a chalk outside of the ER room and I want you to draw a hopscotch. And what happened was all these doctors in and out and these medical professionals were hopscotching in and hopscotching out. And that helped them bring their glee back just for a moment, just for an instant. So this is the glee and it's exciting and it's fun and it's like figure out what brings you joy and do that. And know, and this is why it really helps to know this, because if you're going to say, okay, I'm going to go play basketball. I come from Indiana. Everybody plays basketball. I'm going to go play basketball, and I'm going to go do it for 20 minutes. And my character 1 is over here saying, we don't have time for you to go shoot some hoops, girl. We got business to take care of. We're on a deadline. And little character 3 comes in and says, I will refresh you. I will be your pause. I will refuel your spirit. I take the stress away from that subject. I release. I have all kinds of endorphins and excitement stuff going on. And then I go back and I do such a more creative and open job because I made space instead of just the drive, do, linear. The beauty of being a human is you have all 4 parts of this brain. This is our design, but we are functioning with only one online as conscious. Imagine if you could say, in this instant, I want to feel as though whatever your spiritual beliefs or your beliefs about a higher power, whatever, just call it the universe, because we know there's a bunch of rocks spinning around in space and we're on one of them, hanging on for life, just being human, right? So that's all happening. So, oh my gosh, I can say thank you to all those rocks for being in the positions they're in so that we're still here. And I can feel this deep sense of gratitude. And as soon as I feel that gratitude and that oh my God, I exist at all and it could be over like that, and then it's over. But right now it's a party. Life can be play.
Did I ever tell you about the data breach that we had at my previous company?
Yeah, I remember hearing about that.
Which was a total nightmare. So I'm glad that we now use 1Password.
What actually is it, Steve?
It's called 1Password, and they're the sponsor of the podcast now. And they have this feature called Enterprise Password Manager, which means that if any of our passwords across the team are compromised or leaked, then it notifies us. And obviously, if that were to be the case, we're at huge risk across the entire team. Through 1Password EPM, you can also store all of your sensitive information. And it's helping us to move closer towards passkeys, which means eventually everybody will be able to log in to pretty much everything without ever having to put a password in.
Sounds like a good addition.
Yeah, I think it's like the single most impactful security addition you can make to your team, especially if your team has tons of passwords that are all like hidden in Excel files and stuff. To my listeners, if you want to secure your business, head to onepassword.com/DOAC. 1Password is a game changer. It's the future that I always wished would be the case as someone that has, 20, 30 different passwords for 20, 30 different applications. In my second book, The Diary of a CEO, 33 Laws of Business and Life, one of the laws I talk about is always prioritizing your first foundation. And by that, I mean your health. After speaking to hundreds of scientists and doctors and thinkers, I'm convinced we can all change the trajectory of our long-term health through the daily actions that we take. So for me, partnering with our new sponsor, Function Health, made complete sense. Their membership includes over 100 advanced lab tests covering hormones, toxins, inflammation, heart health, stress, and more. And when you sign up, you schedule your tests, complete them, then you're sent a personalized summary with insights backed by doctors and thousands of hours of research. And if anything critical shows up, you'll get a call from a doctor. These are the insights most people never get, but you can get them now. So if you want to learn more, head to functionhealth.com/DOAC, where you can sign up right now. And for the first 1,000 of my listeners, you can get $100 credit towards your membership when you use the code DOAC100, but do not tell anybody.